Stay up to date with all that's happening with the new national party, NNP. Send us a message via text or WhatsApp on 405-8683 with your name, email, and constituency. Stay in the know with NNP. Get updated.
2018 was great. 2019, this will be epic. This is me, Scholar, 2018 Calypso Monarch of Grenada, and I'm inviting one and all to come down to Grenada for Spice Mass, the greatest, biggest festival in all of the world. I'm inviting you to the Mardi Gras, where I will be chasing after history. This year, the Mardi Gras, this will be the greatest Mardi Gras of all the Mardi Gras. All the bards will be coming.
I want to tell Mr. Killer, come over, the message to lava, come over.
Man, if you want to win the monarchy, do head reduction surgery. The talk going around the tongue, your head too big for the crown.
So listen to what I say, forget police CCJ.
So what are you waiting for? Just book your ticket and come down. Last carnival was real bacchanal, and this year going to be the mother of all. The boom boom going to ring, heart is going to sing. Pam pam. Big up for Simon, boom boom, for his contribution.
With the outstanding performances of the nation's swimmers, with over 4 OECS championships to boast, government has made a significant investment to the Grenada Amateur Swimming Association in realizing its dream to construct an aquatic center. Despite the limitations at the Good Hope swimming pool, Grenada continues to turn out medal winners at just about every tournament it enters. The Grenada Amateur Swimming Association GASA has for years made the best use of the facilities to train swimmers, producing national swim team that has won the OECS Swimming Championships on numerous occasions. Now, government through the Ministry of Sports wants to ensure that swimmers have a top-class facility they can call their own. It has vested a portion of lands at Queen's Park to the Grenada Amateur Swimming Association to construct an aquatic center. Now that the property adjacent to the National Stadium has officially been vested in the name of the association, the executive is moving forward with the support of the government of Grenada and the Grenada Olympic Committee and other key stakeholders for the realization of this plan. The establishment of a national aquatic facility in Grenada will serve athletes beyond those directly involved in competitive swimming. The cross-training of athletes to improve their core sport ability is an increasing practice, and the use of swimming for this purpose is one of the key areas.
I'm just happy to say at this stage that GASA has made good progress in terms of advancing the development of an aquatic center. You would be hearing more about this in the upcoming weeks, but we are happy that we can say, with the strong presence of the government representative here today, we have the Minister for Sport with us, accompanied by the parliamentary representative, and they have been working hard behind the scene, and they have ensured jointly that GASA now has a land vested in its hands for the development of an aquatic center.
That's Ms. Perron Johnson, President of the Grenada Amateur Swimming Association. GASA recently engaged a team of key stakeholders, including the Grenada Olympic Committee, ministry officials, and private sector representatives for an initial engagement meeting with a FINA-approved pool design and engineering company. General Secretary of the Grenada Olympic Committee, Vida Bruno Victor, says having the lands means their dream can become reality.
Now, there is a main thing that we are going to support with, and that is the construction of your new aquatic headquarters. I have taken to our Pan Am Sports Executive Board the plans, and thank God that government had given them the land. Let's commend government. Let's give them a round of applause. Because the first question I was asked is, who does the land belong to? So the fact that the land is theirs, we have sent it off to the Pan Am Executive Board, and they're going to be meeting very soon to hold discussions, and I've spoken with Dr. Maglione, the president of FINA, who is my personal friend, and I hope that he is going to comply nicely with the construction of the aquatic headquarters. Of course, government cannot do a lot of things on their own. Neither can the Olympic Committee. But if we all, neither can Sanders. But if we all work together, we can get things done.
Sports Minister Honorable Nolan Cox reiterated his government's commitment to the development of all sports and pledged his support to further development of swimming.
Every development, every advancement of the swimmers, we must attribute some credit to the persons who spend time day after day teaching them the various skills, the various techniques, not only for them to swim fast, but also for them to swim safe. I think that is something that we need to recognize, and I want to thank them for that as well. We want to congratulate all stakeholders, all persons who have contributed to development swimming in Grenada, and to ensure that they continue to do so. Now, when I heard how much figures have been calling out in terms of contribution to swimming, I was like, I didn't think I have any figures to call out in my mind. Then I remember that we gave a valuable piece of asset. We invest that into Gaza, worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. And just say that we are proud as government to be part and to be partner in this process. And I say here unequivocally that any support that Gaza requires, we are going to do everything we can to ensure that we meet those requests.
Tobias Clement, Member of Parliament, also spoke of the importance to have an aquatic centre and what it will mean for the further development of the sport.
And today, I can say again that I am proud of swimming in Grenada because of you, the parents, you, the corporate citizen, and let us continue to work together to move from strength to strength so that our swimmers can continue to be recognized throughout the world, and so by doing, also our country and our people.
GASA President says it has been a long road ahead.
Indeed, we are grateful. As you would have heard, the General Secretary of the Olympic Committee announced the progress made in terms of moving forward with the aquatic center. In fact, as she indicated, this is the furthest that we have gotten in terms of moving the process forward. In that, from GASA end, we have obtained a number of designs, proposals, and we have since selected the option that we think is most fitted for the proposed area to be developed. And through the GOC, they have then submitted the said document to a proposed financer, and she had indicated that it is via the Pan Am Sport Organization.
She says now that the lands is officially in their hands, they are looking towards corporate sponsors to realize the completion of the project.
Sanders did indicate that it is a development that they will be very much interested in terms of partnership in with. We have also gotten some other corporate sponsors indicating their interest. So we are in the process now of actually fine-tuning all of these pledges to ensure that these pledges are actually reality.
What sort of sum are we looking at?
In terms of the actual pool construction only, we are roughly looking at $3 million EC dollars. But however, I'm sorry, I do not have the other supporting infrastructural costs with me at the moment.
I am Sherry and Noel, and that's the state of affairs.
And Sunday 9 June, it's Whitsuntide Games 2019. Kirani James Athletic Stadium. See participating teams from Trinidad and Tobago, Montserrat, Antigua and Barbuda, Haiti, Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, French Guiana, Guadeloupe, France, and our very own local clubs and schools compete to be Whitsuntide Champion 2019. Game starts at 1 p.m. Admission $20. Saturday 8 and Sunday 9 June. Whitsuntide Games 2019. Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Who will be Whitsuntide Champions 2019?
Another explosive celebration of cultural ecstasy has dawned upon us. One that every citizen, every visitor, and every nation has come to relish because of our unique carnival with its multiple diversity. I am Kemik DeGale, your 2018 reigning carnival queen. It has been a pleasure to share and embrace the warmth of your hearts. As we forge ahead to yet another immaculate experience, I invite you all to participate in the pinnacle of celebration on August 12th and 13th. Be amused by the traditional mass and kiddies carnival frolic. Come share in the harmonious sound of the steel pan, the sweet rhythms of the groovy, the frenzy of Soca Monarch, and the hard-biting lyrics of Calypso. Majestic Thursday on August 8th will be a night that celebrates beauty and encapsulates woman power. Oh yes, our famous World Juve noted for our jab jab, our electrifying display of light and mass on Monday night, and the showcase of picturesque fancy mass. Let's dig deep within our roots and cultural awareness and run with building another spectacular carnival.
It's coming, the new family of EC Polymer Notes.
What is different about these notes?
The feel.
Polymer notes are made from a thin plastic film which makes the notes feel smoother than the paper notes.
The orientation.
The notes have a portrait orientation. You will read the notes from top to bottom instead of left to right as you do with the paper notes.
Unique tactile feature.
The front of each note has raised bumps at the top left-hand corner. These bumps form shapes that are familiar to you.
Holographic foil strip.
This feature is on the $20, $50, and $100. When you tilt the notes, the images and colors in this section will change.
New image on the $50.
The back of the $50 bears the image of former governor of the ECCB, the late Honorable Sir K. Dwight Venner.
New signature.
All the notes bear the signature of the current governor, Timothy N.J. Antwine.
EC Polymer Notes. Cleaner, safer, stronger.
All kind of wrong things what we people know. First they know some walking to one driving. Rumors all over what we get spreading. But I want them to know that I'm conscious is just shame bread. And no way hypocrites like them could ever frustrate my head. So to all those who like rumor, hearing more to say about teller. Cause it me who kill Bishop and mash everything up. Dive on the treasury and thief all the money. So look who hear me. Sky me down, cause I like it, sky me down. Sky me down, oh God, it's some sweet, sky me down. Sky me down, all them hypocrites, sky me down. Sky me down, daddy.
Good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, and Pity Martinique. Once again, it is time for Hard Talk. My name's Sheldon Scott.
I'm Devon Romain.
Yes, indeed, and we're with you up until the 12 o'clock hour. Indeed, we're live on 97.5 City Sound FM.
89.5 CRFM.
Out there in Carriacou, 92.9. Yes, indeed, Sister Isle FM. And hey, a special good morning to those of you in Pity Martinique. We know you've got the Whitsuntide Regatta this weekend, yeah?
And 94.9 We Noise Radio out there in Brooklyn. Good morning out there in the diaspora.
Yes, indeed. It's shaping up to be a busy weekend. Busy
Long weekend at that.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
And this one is going to be a cracker. Yeah, it's going to be a busy one. We have the Whitsuntide Games taking place this weekend. Yeah, I've been seeing some of the athletes and so on. And we say glorious Grenadian good morning to all of you, the athletes from the other islands who are here to participate in the Whitsuntide Games. Beginning to build up again, Beginning to build up bit by bit. The Whitsuntide Games is beginning to build up again. So we say a special good morning to all of the athletes, officials, and visitors here for the Whitsuntide Games. We have the Pure Grenada Music Festival.
Yes,
that starts tonight. Kerry Wilson. I ain't really cater about the others, Kerry Wilson. Wow. Yeah. Freddie Jackson, Eddie Bullen, and so on. In fact, the person who I believe is going to mash it up tonight, and don't be surprised, Freddie Jackson, one of them tried to take him and go with him, Jefferson Ramirez. Yeah, Jefferson Ramirez. When you hear that guy hit that stage tonight, don't be surprised. Yeah, that guy is a phenomenal talent. And Grenadians, when one of these youth men good, we must give them the props and tell them they good. Don't wait until somebody had to come from somewhere else to tell you one of we good. Tell them they good now. So I bigging him up. Before he even go and perform tonight, I bigging up Jefferson Ramirez. Yeah? So we also have tomorrow night, I think is reggae night.
Yeah, tomorrow that's my night.
That's when you have Busy Signal and who?
Kimani Mali, the group from England. Oh.
Okay, so a few of them
but
tomorrow
yes,
night.
it'll be a
and then
big night.
Then Sunday night is Soca night.
Soca night.
Yeah, so they go Soca down the place Sunday night.
We think.
All kind of people coming out for Sunday. You have Patrice Roberts and etc. 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 That's going to be taking place at the quarantine point. So those of you that could make it out to that, make it out to that. Those of you that can make it at the Whitsuntide games. So during the day and so into the evening, you go to the Whitsuntide games, and then the evening time you have the Pure Grenada Music Festival to keep you company. Yeah. Me and some people going and have a problem. They know. Me and some people going and have a problem. Good morning, Mr. Commissioner. Me and some people going and have a problem. They know. Because tonight is and people just look forward to hear it from Hard Talk. Tonight is the King and Queen competition, the RGPF King and Queen competition. Yeah. So those of you that didn't know, tonight is the Royal Grenada Police Force King and Queen competition. So the various houses will be going up against each other, as well as they're going up against customs, they're going up against prisons. Yeah, so prisons and customs are participating as well. And customs been doing kind of well, have I? In the overall police week thing?
Yeah, customs.
Yeah, customs been doing kind of, don't watch prisons.
Prisons,
right?
Yeah. Well, prisons have made a statement since last year. So.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, it's not Pure Grenada Music Festival, it's the Grenada Music Festival. Let me correct you because Pure Grenada Music Festival is another festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Grenada Music Festival, right? Yeah. Yes, indeed, yeah. Yeah, so that is some of the things that are coming up this weekend.
But of course they come out to destroy me with their cheap lyrics. Man, even my children, mother too, they make fault for it. Because she lambaste me, telling everyone I'm nasty. Call me that is profit, and leave them with the couch. Man, me that is prison, and I'll exit them wicked man. So they to hear me, kind me down. Because I like it, kind me down. All them hypocrite, kind me down. Oh God, it sounds sweet, kind me down.
Yes, indeed. And today, no guest in with us today. So you can call in. We're going to start to take your calls at 11. We're not going to take it right now. We're going to start to take your calls at 11. All right. For those of you in the constituency of St. Andrew Southeast, yeah, there is that public meeting taking place today from 6:30 p.m. at the Marquee Basketball Court. So that's taking place this evening from 6:30 p.m. So looking forward to seeing you all there. So residents of Marquee and the immediate surrounding areas, the Honorable Emlyn Pear and her team, they'll be out this evening from 6:30 p.m. So looking forward to seeing you all there. Nice.
Yeah, and we move just north. Yes, St. Andrews northeast. Okay, the schedule for completion of the uniform voucher applications will continue today, the 7th of June. Well, it has started already at La Poultry Community Center from 8 a.m. this morning, right? So all those of you who are out there and need the assistance, right, for uniforms and so on, go out there, right, in La Poultry. That's for the surroundings of La Poultry at the La Poultry Community Center. Okay, it's already on, so get out there and be part of it. Okay?
Okay, for those of you who are registering for the voucher program for St. George Northeast. I think you have that one over by you, Devon.
No.
You're supposed to have that one there. I'm trying to remember where they have to go for today. St. George, St. Andrew Northeast.
Yeah, that's poetry.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the information. I had it somewhere, and we'll get it for you. Yeah, we'll get that one for you in a little while, so you'll know exactly where it is that you have to go. All right? Nice. Beautiful.
Oh, no, no, no. African baby. Listen. You are the one who make my heart sing. Na 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 na. Baby. You are the one who make
Yes, indeed.
swing. Na 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 na.
So, Carriacou and Petit Martinique, remember next week the Inland Revenue Department, they are coming your way. Inland Revenue Department on the 13th and 14th of June at the District Revenue Office. So you want to discuss your land tax, you want to discuss any other taxation issues that you have. Either you believe that you have been overcharged or undercharged. Yeah, I ain't paying enough. You know, some people complain, I ain't paying enough. I want to pay more, and they want to go and pay more. We have a problem with that, so go and see the IRD. All right? They might take it or they might tell you, nah, man, stay, pay that amount, pay that amount. Don't worry to come and pay more. We go tell you when to pay more, all right? Nice, good. So you could go and see the Inland Revenue Department. That is next week. They're going to start from 8 a.m. They're finishing at 5 p.m. And it's going to be at the District Revenue Office up there in Carriacou. So that's next week. When? Next week, Wednesday and Thursday? Next week, Thursday and Friday.
Right.
Thursday and Friday. So yeah, the 13th and 14th. Next week, Thursday and Friday. All right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The St. Andrews Southwest Women's Arm presents Father's Day King Show. Date, the 16th of June, 2019. Deluxe Cinema Grenville. Time, 5 p.m. Price per ticket, $20. Yes, 6 handsome young men is vying for the title. Go out there, right, and support persons in the surrounding of St. Andrews. Go out and support the 6 handsome young men vying for the King's, right, the King title, right, on the 16th of June at the Deluxe Cinema, right? Come out and support. Bring the family. It's a family event. Come out and have fun, okay? Right. Also, we in St. Andrews, yeah, the Big Six of the St. Andrews Cricket Council 2019 competition will start on Sunday, the 16th June 2019 at the following grounds: Pearls Playing Field, Ford Playing Field, and Mount Horn Playing Field from 11:30 a.m. Right, come out and support the different teams. The prizes, right, for the first, second, and third division. First prize $5,000, second prize $3,000, and the third prize is $1,000. 2 teams will be advanced to the Big Six, right, with a big payoff, total of $35,000 up for stake. Right, so continue to support the St. Andrews Cricket Council, right, as they endeavor to make cricket great again in St. Andrews.
All right. And folks, as we said, at 11, we're going to be taking your calls. It's now 48 minutes after the hour of 10 o'clock. We're going to start taking your calls at approximately 11. Those of you on the live, remember to like and share. Like and share the live, yeah? You find somebody liking and sharing the live. You're watching, but you don't liking and sharing the thing. You have to like and share the thing. And Kimran, and nice, yeah. Dali, Teslin, yeah, all you.
And
like
I know,
and share the live.
And I know I'm bad looking. I know about Sheldon. I know he's a handsome young man. So you gotta share. You know what I'm saying?
Not up to me to see that. No,
hey, no, I ain't letting people tell me that at all. I had the confidence.
Interestingly, though, I was listening to a radio program last night. As you know, I'm one of the persons that don't hide to say listening radio programs. I just didn't get a chance to call the radio program last night. On that program were Terence Forrester and Claudette Joseph. Both of these individuals were on that program last night. If you want me to be respectful, Mr. Terence Forrester and Miss Claudette Joseph, they were on that program. And I think they were being very intellectually dishonest. In the instance of Miss Claudette Joseph, I think she was being extremely dishonest if what I think I heard her said is what she said, she was being extremely intellectually dishonest with the people of Grenada.
As usual.
Now, up came the topic for discussion of the Bacalet Juvenile Rehabilitation Facility. Now, you know there's that facility in Grand Bacalet. The model for all the others that are starting now within the Eastern Caribbean.
Yeah.
Because St. Lucia was here looking at what has been constructed there and the operations, what is taking place there. St. Lucia has been here doing that. And you have other countries who have either come already or are in the process of coming to Grenada to see how the Bacalet Juvenile Rehabilitation Facility is operating. Right? I am pretty sure, and Mr. Technical Man, you could bear me out on this one, Mr. Tech. I'm pretty sure that I heard Mrs. Claudette Joseph saying that the NDC started the juvenile facility.
Hold on.
Miss Claudette Joseph?
Rewind.
You take your pills yesterday, girl?
Rewind.
You're going off, or you're just getting mad? It's a difference between going off and getting mad, eh?
She's not living in Grenada.
No, I'm pretty sure that I heard her say that the NDC started the juvenile rehabilitation facility. Now, let me give you a rundown, yeah?
That's crazy.
I started working with the Ministry of Youth Development, the Department of Youth Development. That's what it was at the point in time, the Department of Youth Development. I started working with them in 2005, right? When I started working there, there were discussions taking place in relation to the Rehabilitation Center. There's a document that I still have at home. I'm sorry I didn't walk with it this morning, but it's been a sort of morning for me. That document is the Crime Reduction Strategies, a document that states each ministry, department, and non-governmental organization and what each department is responsible for. That document dates back to 2003, 2004, somewhere around there, around Hurricane Ivan time. In that document, they spoke of the need for the Rehabilitation Center, and there are certain objectives and timelines in which each ministry, the Ministry of Health had their part, the Ministry of Education had their part, the Ministry of Tourism had a part, each part in the crime reduction strategy for Grenada. There was also another document within the Ministry of Youth that I'm pretty sure if I look far enough home, I'll find that as well, or if I dig one of my hard drives, I'll get it as well. That document spoke to the Rehabilitation Center that was to be constructed in Bacalet, that was already under construction prior to Hurricane Ivan. Hurricane Ivan came and destroyed what was being built there. Let me say that again. The Rehabilitation Center that's there now in Grand Bacalet, the construction started before Hurricane Ivan in 2004. After the construction had started, in came Hurricane Ivan, and as Rufus did with a lot of places, he destroyed that building. He destroyed what was being put up there. The government had in place everything from what takes place when these young people wake up in the morning, to the classes they'd be taking, to the duties of individual people within the system. So he knew that these were the duties of the cooks. The security's duties were those. The people who were in charge of supervision, these were their duties, that you needed a psychologist. All of these things were contained in that document. And I'm speaking from a document that I personally saw. And that was dating back to 2005 when I entered the ministry. The document was there already. And they were about to start reconstruction on the building. Reconstruction on the building started prior to 2008. You had the ceiling being put in, the roof done, and one or two other things were being done to the building. The NDC administration came in 2008 and closed the program down for nothing more than politics, because it was perceived that the contractor who had already done a significant amount of work on the Bacalet facility, that contractor, who is still alive and around right now, that contractor, they perceived that he was a supporter of the New National Party and refused to pay him for the entire 4.5 years that the NDC stayed in office. They refused to pay that contractor.
That man almost, that was...
The man nearly lose his house. The bank was
Yeah.
on the verge of taking the man's house. I could say it on air.
Yeah, he was
The
about to go
bank
down.
was on the verge of taking this man's house. Meanwhile, the government of Grenada had tens of thousands of dollars sitting there for the man that he was not being paid by the NDC administration only for spite and victimization because they saw him as a supporter of the new National Party. Yeah, but if he wasn't one, they could have made him into one by that type of behavior, ain't it? So they did that to that man. But that's not the worst part, you know. When my good friend, the deceased, oh boy, I'm trying to remember, his name was just in my head and I just jump out again, you know. From St. David. He was going to be the candidate for St. David in 2008 and then again in 2013.
The guy,
and his name for some reason is slipping out of my head. Somebody messaged me. He got into that.
Not Gilbert.
Not
Gilbert.
Gilbert, and that's the name that keep coming to me. And it's not Gilbert.
Not Gilbert. He looks short and dark, similar looking.
Because I could tell you that he was the NNP caretaker for St. David on 2 occasions, and he died in that accident in Cuba.
Yeah.
Gabriel Henry.
Gabriel
Henry. And Gabriel Henry, my deceased good friend, may his soul rest in peace, did a program with us on HARDTALK, myself and Ian Edwards. I would say Ian Thomas. Ian Edwards. Just before the 2013 election, and his assessment of the building at that time was that it would cost tens of thousands of dollars to fix what had been left to decay in that building. And that was prior to the 2008 election. Somebody call Claudette out of court and tell her put on she radio and she can't listen because she won't get a lesson today. So the ceiling that was put up, mildew, rot out. Everything that was done there was left to decay. So it took the new National Party coming back in office 4.5 years later to restart the program. Meanwhile, we were taking little 12 and 13-year-old boys and girls that find themselves in problems with the law and put them in Richmond Hill Prison between big hardback man and woman criminals. That's what we was doing.
Yep.
That is what the state of Grenada was doing. And the NDC administration between 2008 and 2013 had absolutely no problem with doing that. So the little children, good morning, Tonia. The little children who somehow or the other find themselves on the wrong side of the law. Circumstances happen. Children, you ain't always thinking straight when you're a child. Yes, sometimes I look back at things I do as a child right now and I wonder I was still alive. So they were taking these children and send them up there. And in the words of Patrick Simmons, he saw it more important to spend money on football and to spend on rehabilitation centers for young people. He said that. I will find the clip just now and I will play it. He said that it was more important. In fact, watch. Listen to Patrick Simmons for yourself.
So Johnson, you can rest assured, although the students did not listen to what you have to say today, that you can rest assured that the money spent on youth football in this country is money well spent. Because I firmly believe that it is better to spend the money on youth football than to spend it on building homes for delinquent boys and girls. So I believe that is money well spent.
And this was Patrick Simmons speaking on the 20th of September 2012. And he was speaking at Progress Park at the launch of the Right Start football competition by Republic Bank. You know, we just tag everything, so we're telling you who say what when. So there is no way in God's blue, green, pink, and multicolor earth that the NDC build any Grand Bacolet Center, were the people who initiate the Grand Bacolet Center or had anything to do with that. Grenlec had already put in the transformers and so before Hurricane Ivan came. That's before Hurricane Ivan, where NDC was in the picture. Where that was an idea. And forget all of that. Let's even forget all of that. The mere concept of having been part of an organization that thought it was better to have a football match than create a center for young people that find themselves on the wrong side of the law to put them back on the right side of the law says a lot about the individual. But you see, there is this constant move to distance themselves from the NDC of 2008 to 2013, to rebrand themselves as a new entity, as a new organization, to come forward as though we know nothing about that because we wasn't there.
The purge is on.
Yeah, boy, that's a nice movie, The Purge, Even if they're speaking about oil and gas, anytime Claudette Joseph opens her mouth, or Joseph Andal, or any of them that are spokespersons presently for the National Democratic Congress, including of Terence Forrester, who seems to be a spokesperson on behalf of the Congress right now.
He's getting more entrenched.
Any of them that open their mouth to speak about that, just ask them this one question. Did you not have the documents that you're speaking about that's being held back from the Grenadian people?
For 4.5 years they had it.
What is keeping you from saying what were in those documents? You've said to us that you were renegotiating that deal. And if you were renegotiating that deal, it means that you know what that deal was. You didn't like the deal that you saw, so you were renegotiating. But did you hold a press conference in 4.5 years and come and tell anybody this is what was in the deal?
Nope.
They had public meetings. They had village meetings. They had parish meetings. They had national rallies. They had programs on television. They had programs on radio. They had access to the internet. They had access to the newspapers, as in particular one newspaper we know. They had access to every means of communication with the Grenadian people that is possible, including word of mouth, to come and tell people that is what was there. And they never utilized it to say what was in the deal. But they're accusing the next government and not saying what was in the deal. They had it for 4.5 years in their hand.
And you know what is amazing too? They went as far, right, as to go to Trinidad to discuss the delimitations of everything. So if you went that far to do all of that, you want to come and tell the Grenadian people now, right, that a document was signed, you have no knowledge of it and everything like that. You had an opportunity. You sat down, you discussed it, you tried to renegotiate, you tried everything. You're just being dishonest.
They are being intellectually dishonest with the Grenadian. I don't like that. Don't try to take Grenadians for fool.
And you see that they're using Claudette.
Listen, Claudette, seriously, I'm going to review my audio. And if I find that is what you say, I'll go embarrass you even more on radio. Because you know not of which you speak. Not because you're a lawyer and in the court system. Means that you care about people and you know anything. Now, how much poor people you just go down and defend there?
She don't care about poor people.
I remember Peter David used to be there up to last year, going in court, free of cost, and defending people. Poor people, children. Yeah, in fact, I used to say sometimes you overdoing it, man. Sometimes some of them could have paid, Pedro. Some of them could have paid. But anyhow, they still used to go and get a free sting. And you understand? You ain't watching face. But I did now. Some of them is how they used to pay. They used to come back and say, look some fruits, look at two sauce up, look at this and that.
Yeah, time that man has come from the country and the whole transport full of fruits and all kind of things.
That is how you used to get paid sometimes. Sometimes you just say, I'll get blessings, man. You understand? And you get blessings.
Bag of peas and all them kind of things.
But I don't see her going and do that. All of a sudden, she's interested in these sort of things. I don't see her doing any pro bono for all of those young men that you so care about. I don't see you doing any pro bono for those young ladies that you so care about. Yeah? Right now, as far as you're concerned, I gotta get paid. That's how you just operate. But you like people? I don't like people. To make a lie like that one, I mean, I had to call her out on this one. Claudette Joseph, you lie. You lie. I had to call her out on it.
Bacolet, I mean, where did she come up with that?
But I don't know which part she pulled that one from, but it can't be from in a godly place.
Watch, Miss Joseph, I will tell you that there are two projects around within close proximity, right, that was neglected by the NDC, right, in 2008. One is the Bacolet Center, and two, the Mama Can Community Center. Those two buildings in particular right? Those two projects were basically just almost
And where are
wiped
those
off.
projects now?
Oh, they are up and running.
Up and running.
Up and running,
Providing
man.
services. The first community
Exactly.
center in the constituency of St. Andrews Southeast,
Yes,
the
Mama
Mamakans
Community
Center.
Yeah.
Patrick Simmons sit down there and he watched the pillars and them for 4.5 years. That is if they even clean the bush from around
That
it.
vine was going all over the place.
Now Atiba and them could go there and do
Yeah.
drumming class, and
Exactly.
Ijamo could go there
Computer
and teach
classes,
music class, teach drumming
classes.
class.
Yeah.
And people could go and do computer classes there. And different people could go and hold meeting there. They say, man, you see, Django and them might want to go and hold meeting there.
Of course, it's a community center. It's for everybody.
Go and have a meeting. And so when the people of Mamakan want to have the fun day or the function, and so they have a community center attached to the playing field that they could have a wonderful activity and so.
Yeah.
But in 4.5 years, you all didn't see that important. You leave the pillars and them stand up there. You left the pillars stand up right there. Didn't do any work on it. And then you had as he said, the backlight facility, and then the road.
And the road, yep.
That road joining Mamakan up to Munich.
Yeah. Neglect.
They didn't do anything.
Primary
in relation to
culture
it.
road, yeah.
But now you're
Nothing.
coming about backlight facility. Was that Claudette, your bounce your head somewhere?
Well, you know what? I mean, they're using her because she wasn't around.
Better go and scan
they
for a
will,
tumor.
they will let us say anything.
You can't be well.
They will let us say anything and nobody would correct her. Nobody on the NDC side will correct her. They will make her sound like a fool. You know, because, I mean, there's no facts to that.
And then I hear them speaking about the fact that government going and spend all this money to build a halfway house now for young ladies and maybe young men who have been involved in sexual abuse.
Women.
So that they could
young ladies, yeah.
children too. Young ladies, children who've been involved in mainly the young ladies.
Young
The other one
ladies,
is-
yeah.
right.
You have one for boys
Yeah.
already.
So they're trying to create that home now for them so that they can have a safe environment where they can deal with them on a social, psychological, and economic level. You have to deal with them on different levels. One, the person may have been the breadwinner where they were living and so on, and they may have been dependent on that individual. So you need to take them out of that economic stranglehold that they were in. Secondly, you also have to take them out from that psychological stranglehold that they were in. The fear that that person will be able to do something to them that they're just outside the door, right? And the social one, that people who may know what is going on will look at them in a different sort of way, and they have to deal with those persons on a constant basis. I hear Mr. Forrester saying about take the money for that and send them away instead. I mean, I'm really trying to see here if these people just think before they talk.
Sometimes I wonder if some of these people
To take the money, to take some of the money that you was going to use now to do that home for these people that are in need. Because again, anytime people in need, it seems that certain people have a problem with them getting something. So even these people who are seriously in need, that to take money from that, don't put all our money in that, take money from that instead and put it into something else. And how everybody gonna know where the home is? Even if everybody know where the home is, now everybody could go to the home.
Exactly. Security will be up to mark.
There are homes and there are places in Grenada. A lot of us don't know where it is.
Even
We
if you
talk
know,
about
you
the
can't
island
go.
smart.
Yeah.
We talk about the island small and talk the travel. There are a lot of people here that don't know where certain places are that we have, and people don't know where those places are. Yeah? So the bottom line though is to provide a service, an immediate service, and the immediate service cannot be to take a psychologically damaged, sometimes even physically damaged person and just ship them overseas. That's stupidness, Terry.
But
You're
shipping
talking
them-
stupidness.
Shipping them out to do what?
Ship them out the way. You, Terry, and I know you're listening. You're talking stupidness. You can't just take the people and ship them overseas. Some of these people are damaged psychologically. And therefore, because they found themselves as being less than human, that's what they think of themselves as. Some of these individuals who have been raped, who have been molested, see themselves as less than human. Or even if they are human, they see themselves as submissives. And therefore, even if it's in another country, they would find themselves in the same situation again. Because a dominant person will just dominate them and put them back into the same submissive role and start to do the same thing to them again. So you're taking a damaged person and send them in a place where, in fact, you might be putting them in a bigger shark tank. They might have been in an aquarium with 2 catfish and they take them out and they put them in a shark tank.
But the thing is, and that statement that he made there, why as a people we like to run from our responsibility? That is our responsibility as a people to take care of our own. The government is not in this business of shifting off or taking the responsibility and ship it to another country. No. We have the ability to take care of our children, right? And that is what we are doing. That is what the Ministry of Social Development is endeavoring to do, to take care of the nation's children, guard them, protect them. I mean, we're not a perfect country, right? We don't have everything in place, but my God, we have made an effort, we have started, and we are heading in the right direction. Why can't some of us just praise the effort?
No, I'm saying is that let us be reasonable and stop condemning for condemning's sake. You have to understand that you have to deal with these people on the economic, psychological, and you must deal on the social level as well. You must deal with these people on this various level, the physical level, because the person may have contracted an STD, the person may be pregnant, and next thing they're pregnant by a relative. There are different things that you have to deal with. You don't deal with that by just shipping them to another country to become another country's problem.
Exactly.
You deal with them here. It may be that they develop to a point that they for themselves decide that they want to go to another country, they want to travel. It may be a situation that they reintegrate into the Grenadian society and they become model citizens who can also work along with other people who have gotten into the same situations. And we have examples of that. But you can't be just take them and, come on, you're talking stupidness, man. I ain't afraid to say that. He's talking stupidness.
You see,
440-7377
and 347-329-3101. You see, Sheldon, there is a pattern of some of us families, right, or persons within our country that like to shift their parental responsibility away from themselves and put it in somebody else's hands, like the state. We must do better than that. It is about time that we as a people start paying attention to our families, our homes. Stop worrying about other people's problem outside. Study about your problem inside of your homes. That is where it starts. We tend to want to shift our responsibility from our home to another person's home. No. You created that scenario. Do your best to make good out of it. There is help out there. Don't try to pass on your responsibility to somebody else. Come on, that is not good. As a people, we must be focusing and go in that direction. Caring.
I despise people who try to hold intellectually dishonest discussions with people. I despise that. Yeah, you can't. That's not true. Just patently not factually.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Devon.
Good morning, my friend.
Yeah, Devon and Sheldon, could you remember any program that the government implement to assist poor people and NDC supportive? None. All the program and the government implement to assist poor people to better the living conditions, NDC opposes it. You know, because they continue to demonstrate that they don't care, they don't love the poor people. Anything that will help better this living condition of poor people, they oppose it. Remember when NDC was in government, the wage bill go up. Who will get that money? Advisors, and advisors will get that money. Who are the advisors will get that money? Right? What did they do for the poor people? They closed down a health place, even Mr. Farris's place. The health place went by the food, they closed on that. And now you have Mr. Farris supporting them. Even the Grand Back Holiday, I remember when you're speaking about what Claudia was saying, the statement that Mr. Patrick Smith made, that he said it's better to spend the money on young boys in sports than spend on young men or young people that get themselves in trouble with the law, delinquent young people. Right? So if he's saying that as the Minister of Sport, how now Carriacou come and say that, you see what initiative that plan to build the Grand Bacolet? No, something wrong with the people. See, that people know the truth and they try to mislead people. But I'm glad that you're all there on the program to highlight and inform the greater people and let us know what is the truth. Because they say the truth is what is stand and we stand forever. So, Brother Sheldon Devon, they all have a wonderful God bless you.
All right, my friend.
All right, bro. Yeah, that is just dishonest. It is not true. It is dishonest.
For a legal-minded person.
I mean, Oh, goodness gracious. No.
Never a dull moment when it comes to NDC. Never.
Now, I had to take a music break on that one. I had to take a music break.
Get down to roots. Remember we tradition. For this Kambule, Jambalasi ruling this time. Yes, we everywhere, taking it from the grapevine. We breaking all rules with fun, picong and rhyme.
If a line was an arrestable offense, some people would have been jailed. Serious.
And a couple of attorneys, eh?
Can't understand that. Imagine, I mean, how could you? You know that is not true.
Oh my
You
God.
know, there's no excuse for you not knowing. You should know.
Okay, we have the Bachelet Home for Juvenile Offenders. That was a project that was started under the NDC administration and completed.
Claudette, you bounce your head somewhere, girl.
You lie, girl. That is, oh my God.
Let me hear that.
No, I want to hear
We
it.
have the Bachelet Home for Juvenile Offenders. That was a project that was started under the NDC administration and completed.
Yes, started to be destroyed under the NDC administration and completed as in built by the NNP administration.
She should talk to the former Minister of Finance, Nazim Burke, and the former MP.
As go up in Grand Bachelet, that was just lose on them area and them day because them people that say a little lie too much. Go up in Bachelet, Mamakan area, and ask the people up there what structure was on that place there that was destroyed by Hurricane Ivan in 2004, and who was in office in 2004. Go and ask, because it seems as though you have a lack of knowledge of what is taking place, or you are purposely being intellectually dishonest with the Grenadian people.
Because I remember vividly in somewhere around 2004, Honorable Eminem Pierre became a senator, right?
Yeah,
Somewhere-
with 2003.
Okay.
She became
so-
a senator before Hurricane
Before-
Ivan in 2003 with special responsibility for youth development.
Mhm.
Hurricane Ivan came in 2004. Yeah?
September.
2004. And it destroyed that facility. This facility was already under construction. I saw the documentation and I'm positive I still have it home of exactly what the day-to-day operations of that facility would be. In fact, they reviewed it on coming back into office in 2013. It was reviewed because at that point in time, you had some projects that were under the Department of Youth. You even had like there was a program, a parenting program that was started under the Department of Youth, and then that was overhauled under the Ministry of Women Affairs. That was under Honorable Yolande Bain Hosford. The parenting program ended up under that ministry. That started under the Ministry of Youth, and then it was carried over to that department. It was seen that that department was the better department to deal with it. So that is how, I mean, these people are dishonest. Just bold-facedly lying to the Grenadian people. If you don't know, go in there and say, well, I really know when the project start, but during the NDC time, we did A, B, and C with it. The only thing the NDC did with that project is stop it, not pay the contractor, and allow the place to fall into disrepair.
But between me
That's
and
the only thing the NDC did on that project.
But between me and you, Sheldon, she was on a program with Terry, right? And even Godfrey, I think, is a host.
Terry Mota, he tongue tie, so he had to sit down there and say
But both of them know the truth about that. Terry knows the truth about that. Godfrey knows the truth. My God, correct, Hannah. And that's your friend.
All you have to do is say,
Oh my God.
young lady, I think that you made a mistake. Well, not young lady, but you know.
Yeah.
But lady, we think you make a mistake.
Yeah,
So let me just correct you on that one.
Oh, you call her young lady?
As I say, I think I make a mistake.
Oh. Good.
We have a caller here.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, sir.
Mr. Devon, good morning. Greenman is here.
Oi, Papa.
How things?
We good.
What's now? The lady online, she want to say the building mass up under NDC, but she's saying on NMP, but you know, she more twist. So forgive her.
Man.
All right?
Okay, brother.
All right, later.
Something definitely had to be wrong because, I mean, look, we have Patrick Simmons on the 20th of September 2012. You know, we have him on audio.
Mr. Johnson, you can rest assured, although the students did not listen to what you have to say today, that you can rest assured that the money spent on youth football in this country is money well spent. Because I firmly believe that it is better to spend the money on youth football than to spend it on building homes for delinquent boys and girls. So I believe that is money well spent.
Maybe Claudette never heard that.
No. You see, she wanna be so upfront and in ding with herself. She don't have a facts.
You see, the whole thing is to let us each distance ourselves from the NDC of 2008 to 2013. So when she makes statement like this, people go say, oh, forgive her, she wasn't there, so she didn't know better. And that is what she wants. She wants the conversation to start to surround around, I wasn't there. Yeah, you wasn't there in the front line, but you was there though. Devon, she was there?
Well, the world knows she was
wasn't
there.
in the front line.
Yeah.
But she was there.
She was juking Mango in the back, man.
So don't try to give people the impression that you were not there. You were there. You may not have been there in the front line, but you were there. Yeah. You were there. Yeah.
I cannot understand how you could make a statement like that and don't turn around and make an apology, or even those around you don't correct you. That is so dishonest and thing. I mean, oh my God, for a lawyer, ma'am, you got to do better. I respect you, but you got to do better than that.
Folks, give us a call, 440-7377.
And 347-329-3101.
Yes, so folks, remember the Grenada Music Festival. Let me make the mistake again. The Grenada Music Festival is on tonight. So give that a check out. The Royal Grenada Police Force, they have their, as part of their month of activities, and so they have their King and Queen show taking place tonight. I think Calypso has usually happen at the same time too. So that's going to be starting, I think it's going to be around 7 tonight at the Grenada Trade Center. So folks, head on out there. Huh? Yeah, don't let that one miss you, you know. Yeah, head on out there to that one. Yeah? But how you could, Cynthia, I don't know. How you could lie like that?
But you don't, I don't know. I come to understand and realize that there are certain persons within NDC, you just don't expect better from them. You don't.
I didn't expect better, but boldface so by?
Yeah, that's how it is. That's
you
how,
see, everything, what they've been trying to do is that every achievement of the NNP between 2013 and now, they've been trying to say, and this is how they've been playing that game on a psychological level. And I haven't said good morning to my lady for the morning yet. Good morning, Cami. Yes, I must tell Miss Cami good morning.
Yeah, Cami, good morning.
I must tell Mammy George good morning. I must tell Miss Noriega good morning. I must tell Miss Clytie good morning. Miss Bernice good morning. Martin and Miss V, I see all you a couple Sundays are back, you know. And I go outside, and by the time I come back in, I know what. No, that was there, you know. But I get so tied up that I never even get to go and sit down and talk with them. And so, yeah.
Mr. Watts, where are you? Good morning to you, sir, wherever you are.
Miss Helen Marie, good morning. We have a caller.
Good morning and welcome.
Morning, Mr. Sheldon, sir.
Morning, sir.
How are you, sir?
Quite fine.
Okay. A problem we have, Mr. Sheldon, is like in front of the Marquee Mall. That whole area there is terrible. It's smelling stink, and that could create disease. People get cholera from that area there. And we call them that for the longest while, and the government they're not doing nothing about it. We want something to happen. People who are wrong there, when you pass, it smells so bad. A lot of children always playing there in the
You're talking about the junction?
In the park there.
You're talking about by the bus stop is?
And that area there is bad. When the ball go there, they go in and pick it up. You know, it's really, really bad. And number two, all roads in Grenada are bad. Please, Governance Road, especially coming from the airport, first impressions. Can we get something happening in those areas? First impression coming from the airport, everything is bad. Please, do something. Let the government do something. And the police, again, need to do better in the roads. Put police on bike and certain things to help out the problem in traffic and all kind of thing in Grandans and so on. Because the buses stopping anyway, anytime, with no regards on nobody and nothing, especially the buses. And a long time ago, I used to police coming, they're taking a bus and they're coming on, and if a bus stop in our area where it's bad, they're coming out and charge the bus. Now you see police just walking the street, and they walk in the street, and when the guys see them, they know to do something good. And as soon as they turn their back and go, they're doing the wrong thing. I mean, the government has to start doing something better, man. They're not doing nothing right now. Thank you very much.
Let me say something here. I listened to you, I didn't interrupt you, and the reason I didn't interrupt you because I had the rest of the time to respond to you. One, all the roads ain't bad. That's nonsense. All the roads in Grenada ain't bad. Anybody who lives in Grenada, the state of Grenada, knows that all the roads ain't bad. We have bad patches, but not all the roads in Grenada are bad. That is not true.
So he lied.
That's the first one. That is not true. Don't try to give the impression to people outside of Grenada that every road in Grenada is bad. You ain't see bad road yet. You must try some other Caribbean islands and you know bad road.
Don't lie, boy. Don't lie.
Hold on. Yes, we do have patches of road that are not up to standard, that are bad, that might have potholes, and so there are patches of road that are like that. That is admitted. But the government has also ordered, and it was mentioned about 2 weeks ago in a post-cabinet meeting, press briefing, that the government has ordered, since early this year, since January or February, the government has ordered the asphalt to do the patching and repairs and construction of roads. And it is yet to arrive in Grenada. There's some issues, I don't know if it has anything to do with the Venezuela issue and so on, that is affecting that from coming here to Grenada. But it has already been paid for. It has been ordered and paid for. It's not a case where Grenada order and say, well, we want a shipment of asphalt and it hasn't been paid for. It has already been ordered and paid for. So that shipment of asphalt has to come into Grenada. It will be in Grenada within the next 2 months is the period of time I've been told that it will be here in Grenada, and that will be used to fix a lot of the roads that are around the island that need fixing. But to get the impression that all the roads bad, that is not true. That is intellectually dishonest. Let me just settle on that. That's not true. Yeah? We have bad roads in some locations, but not all the roads bad. Right. That's the first one. The second one about police on bike. Maybe you missed the news, so I can't say that you're trying to be dishonest on that one. But just last week, beginning of last week or week before, the government of Grenada bought some bikes for the Royal Grenada Police Force. I've been seeing some of the bikes out and so. They bought new bikes for the traffic branch, especially of the Royal Grenada Police Force. So they are out there. They are using the bikes and so on. But outside of blaming the police, how come you ain't say nothing about the busmen? You complain about what the busmen doing, but you didn't take the opportunity to tell the busmen that doing that, don't do it. So why must we not tell somebody that doing something wrong and then put all the burden on the Royal Grenada Police Force to go and correct it? So you see a guy who you know personally, or maybe you don't know, but you're elder in the society that you could speak to, and you had the opportunity there, I didn't interrupt you, let you speak, that you could have tell the busmen in the country, listen now, all you're doing some wrong thing there, all you're going to cause accident. And it's time for all you to not do that. Don't let it reach to the stage that the police have to come and give you a ticket. Don't let it reach to the stage that the police have to come and give you a warning. Don't let it be come to the stage that you have X amount of ticket inside and the amount of money you have to pay. Don't let it get to that stage. Instead of saying that, you just attack the police. The police are human beings too. They have children, wife and family just like us. They have mother and father who listening to this program, like the son and the daughter is police too. Brothers and sisters. They have niece, they have nephew, they have aunts, they have uncle. They are human beings just like the rest of us. They are not superhuman. Yes, they have a specific duty that they have to perform. But let's work with them and not against them. We want to be behind the police with a bullwhip saying do that, do that, do that. What about the people that the police have to be going after? If they stop doing it or they do less of it, the police can focus on other things, you know. They could focus on other things. So let us be reasonable. Let us be reasonable. The police this and the police that and the police the other. What about the people who doing the wrong thing? So them right then. The people who doing the wrong thing right. It's just the police and them, or the police walking. So what you expect them to do? Fly? They're Superman? Some of you all, I don't think that your cognitive process goes to completion. It's like your cogs turning, but it doesn't make a full 360. They just stick at a particular point and they can't go further. Can't understand it. Anyway, 4407377.
And 347-329-3101.
As to the issue with the water, it has been raised several times before. I did see a team of environmental wardens looking over that area. I don't know if the project that they're going to do is going to deal with that, because I think it has a lot to do with some of the fast food places that are in that area and the outflows from those fast food places and where they settle that is causing that stench in different areas there. So I did see the environmental wardens for that area down there. I don't know if what they're doing is planning how they're going to deal with that or to make a recommendation what has to be done. It might be a lot more than just the wardens cleaning a particular drain and opening a exit for the water to flow, the free flow of water. It might be a lot more than that that has to be done in that area. You may have to ask some businesses to install like a grease trap so that the outflows from the sink and so go into that particular area. It traps the grease and so on. That is then taken to one of the pump stations so that it's treated and then dealt with properly. That may be the approach that has to be taken. But I can say that I personally passed and did see some of the environmental wardens looking over that particular area, most likely with a view of how to solve that problem. And that was pretty recently. That was sometime earlier in last week as well. All right? Nice. 4407377.
And 347-329-3101.
Yeah. So this is hard talk. You ain't gonna just call here and say untrue things and think you won't get away with it. That is not true. All the roads in Grenada ain't bad. All the roads in Grenada are not bad.
I travel from Grenville to St. George's every day, to and fro. And I can't see,
And NDC can't tell us nothing about roads, eh?
No.
Can't tell us nothing about roads. Because the asphalt plant that's along in Beaujeu end up having to be repaired at the cost of over $1 million when the new National Party administration came in 2013. I could call figures because I was there. Over $1 million because they allowed them to strip out parts from that after they chased CCC away from Grenada, not understanding how certain things work. They chased CCC out of Grenada. You remember the big boat came in and take all them truck and them? Yeah, point and say, and all they say is Greg, you going truck, look, you going. Alisa says Greg truck, look, you going. Look, they're going with Greg truck. They came and they take the trucks and everything. They left the plant and then scrap iron dealers went in there and took away all the wiring and the copper cables and so from the plant, that when the new National Party came in and looking to crank up now to get a hot mix to do roads properly, you had to go now and spend over $1 million had to be spent by the company to go and retrofit and fix back what was there. Up to this day, they still give problems because of what was done to it during the period 2008 to 2013. So don't try and play like angels, like all you had nothing to do with it. It's like yesterday morning. I found myself having to call into the GBN program because I saw some people calling and talking about victimization. And they're trying to give the impression that the period 2008 to 2013 was void of victimization in the state of Grenada. Wow. Everybody was victimized. Raise your hand. Devon, raise your hand. Everybody was victimized. Raise your hand.
Yeah, point. They watch.
Now I see your hand raised too.
They shouldn't be talking about. That's one topic they should stay away from. Eh?
Even if they say NNP victimize, I am sure NNP never victimized close to 4,000 people in one go. Mm-hmm. Because the 2,000 Imani and plus the 2,000 plus people were under the GTEP program. Yeah, yesterday I was wearing my GTEP shirt. The 2,000 plus people who were victimized under the GTEP program, these people were victimized simply because they were in a program created by the new National Party. That is why they were sent home. And then you create the G-UP program and it started in 2009 and you started taking some people and that kind of thing. When the NNP came back into office in 2013, did we just close down the G-UP program and send home everybody? No. We did a gradual rollout. When your time came to leave the program, we allowed you to leave the program. We didn't call anybody and say, well, okay, we know you have a year in the program still, but we cutting you from today. That is what was done to those young people under the Imani program back in 2008. That was victimization by Tillman Thomas.
Vengeance.
That was victimization by Tillman Thomas administration. So don't come to talk and play innocent about victimization.
That was sad.
Me personally, had everything from being stopped on the airport while boarding a flight, attempt to deport, and from constant harassment simply because it was a known fact, and I wasn't hiding the fact, that as a member of the New National Party, I supported the New National Party. I didn't hide that.
When that incident happened with all the Imani workers and other workers were sent home, I mean in large numbers, I was a part of NDC, man, and I can't remember how I felt or whatever, but it was not a good thing, right? Because you put on the breadline thousands of persons in some cases were the breadwinners in their home, and you send them home, you victimize them, you cut them off when you told them a couple months before, right, that they will never be sent home, they will never be victimized, right? But that is only one part of it. What about those who are right in with you, members of your party, members who supported you? You turn around and victimize them also. You understand? You turn around and just, who you didn't expel, you fired. You created havoc among some people that up to now they can't recover. Mm-hmm. You guys should be ashamed of yourself, and you're talking about victimization of people. Come on, man.
Victimization. Remember this.
Inclusive. I want to say to you how much I cherish this moment to be here with you this morning. For me, it is a wonderful opportunity and a pleasant occasion. I want to say to you that I admire all of you. To me, you are all my children. And as you all know, every parent wants good for his child. So to you, I want good for all of you. Please be assured. Please be assured. Please be assured. Please be assured that my government will not send anyone home despite rumors of the contrary. Let me just say this again. Please be assured that my government, the government of the National Democratic Congress, will not send anyone home despite of rumors to the contrary.
Now, he was a certain cabinet minister at the time. Yes. He can't go out and make that statement and not be representative of the cabinet that he was representing. Other than that, we know Tillman Thomas had kicked him out one time, ain't it? Mm-hmm. He had kicked him out one time. So that was representative of what was taking place in the cabinet. You went and said that, but what happened at the end of the day? Ain't it? Everybody get kicked out. All. In fact, they fire so much till they fire Devon and all.
Yeah. They forget I was a member of NDC. They forgot I was a member of NDC. They fired me and all. Oh, Lord.
What about Derek James?
What about Toro Deputy? My God.
So if he was only NNP people that get victimized under NDC? No. Anybody that was perceived as a supporter of Peter Charles David, they get two. Anybody that they find was on that side, they get two. That is what they did. So if you want to talk victimization, we could talk victimization.
We could pull out a list, we could roll out.
We could have that discussion of victimization. When Nazim Benjamin, before the end of 2008, with the family to feed, had his contract discontinued. When Nicholas Nichols, who was attached to the Ministry of Agriculture at that point in time, and because he was known to be associated with the New National Party, had his contract discontinued with his children to see after. Yeah? What about Roll Titus, who they just didn't like what he wrote, and all of a sudden was a big problem? And they called the editor of that particular newspaper that Royal Titus was working with. Next thing, Royal Titus was on the breadline with his family to feed.
A certain senator.
You could talk victimization, let me talk victimization. The difference here is that we, people like Devon and myself and Nazi and so on, we didn't decide to go the legal route.
No.
Nazim Benjamin could have go to court and he could have challenged this thing and he could have ended up having to be paid for the full term of his contract and so on. He just decided he ain't going in that direction. What about Joseph, our good friend there, Nazim, we girl in Carriacou there. Oh gosh, she name slipping me again. Every time I have to call she name Louise goes to New York on vacation. Yeah. There's an NDC meeting, an NNP meeting. Louise attends the NNP meeting.
I remember.
She reached back in Carriacou and waiting for her is a letter you dismissed immediately. So that is not victimization. Ian Edwards, the same Ian Edwards that used to be on Hard Talk. Victimize. Ian had how much children to see about his wife, everything. Yeah, he bills to pay, courts, this, that thing to pay. Victimized by the NDC, sent home. You want to talk victimization? We could have a 2-hour program on that alone. No?
That was a treat. They love that. They love to do that. I don't know.
All the people that under the new National Party had been given deeds to the land in Carriacou. In comes the NDC and away went the deeds to the land. They were victimized. Want to talk victimization? We could talk victimization. We could have a whole program on victimization. Don't try to give the impression that 2008 to 2013 was a period of no victimization in Grenada and nobody wasn't this and nobody wasn't that. Let us talk about the cabinet secretary. Who was the cabinet secretary on July 8, 2008? The one you know was the cabinet secretary?
Elizabeth Henry Grenade.
And what happened to her?
Ooh, she was long gone.
So don't come and try and give the impression that during the period of the NDC, who was the police commissioner?
Oh, who it was?
Was Mr. James?
Yeah, it was Mr. James, and then...
And what happened?
Well, he was moved.
Exactly, and then Mr. Clarkson came in?
Mr. Clarkson.
So they're trying to give the impression that what took place in 2013 never take place in Grenada before, and it's some kind of thing. Oh, shut up with the hypocrisy. Don't come with that. The list is long, you know. We ain't going to some of them people and them was in different programs and all kind of thing.
Not long, very long. Sheldon.
Yeah? What about the people that used to be looking for a little bushing work, and when they go for the little bushing work, they used to be told, oh, you're an NP, we'll give one, no. But eat that one good because you have no more to get for the rest of the year. That happened. That happened. That is why I could say I could never agree with anywhere that is happening now, that you look at people and you say, I'm not getting you this because you are a supporter of the NDC. What about those elderly people? I knew of one woman that was in the 70s. Those elderly people that had their water that they had received. The water was being paid for by the government of Grenada because these people in the 70s, the 80s, some of them in the 90s. Some of these people in the mid and late 60s. They're down in age already. They're not as mobile as before. They can't go and jog water from no river and spring. They can't depend on somebody else to give them water. So the government of Grenada, before the 2008 general elections, gave these people water. They were under a program that they were assisted for paying for the water. What took place? Whap cut. All that done.
But Sheldon,
don't talk victimization.
If you are
hush.
If you are a caring government or a party that is for the people, issues like that in cutting off water for the poor, these things should never come to the forefront, because that is who you're supposed to be representing, the people, irrespective of who they vote for, who they might be supporting a political party. When it comes to their needs, because they are vulnerable, there is no time to choose, right? Grenada belongs to all of us, right? 99% of us is paying tax. We pay VAT. Others pay other types of taxes and so. The country coffers is ours. The Grenadian people own, right? So, I mean, it's just so ridiculous by some people, but sometimes you just have to leave them. Dishonesty is a hell of a thing,
dishonest.
Yeah, dishonesty,
Intellectual and otherwise.
yeah.
Dishonest. Because it is not true. Listen, you have nothing to do with the Grand Baccalaureate facility. Nothing except to destroy it. To cost the Grenadian taxpayer tens of thousands of dollars to have to repair it, because all the ply that was there in the ceiling and thing had mildew. That had to come down. The work that Grenleg did, putting in transformers and so prior to Hurricane Ivan and all of that, you had to redo that after, and then you had to come and redo it. I mean, come on. Come on. This is a person who was within the court system and should have been around, or maybe they only used to deal with certain type of matters, should have been around when children were being sent to Richmond Hill Prison.
They don't
How
deal with
could
these
you,
type of matters.
as a lawyer, have sat there and saw children being sent to Richmond Hill Prison, knowing that these little boys and girls were going up there and meet hardened criminal, hardback criminal,
Yeah, boy,
that you scar them for life, you spoil them. By the time they come out from there, either they're broken as human beings, or they have toughened up to the point where they don't care about anybody, they don't care about life. I don't mind going back there. You, as an officer of the court, were there, saw that happening, and didn't do anything to help. Didn't do anything to help those young people.
A lot of our young people fell through the cracks because of that, because of we did not provide the facilities, right, to protect them, right. They become vulnerable. They become preyed on, right, by others, by elders, and it's our responsibility. But persons like Claudette and so, they don't deal with people.
But you want to talk about victimization? What about what was done to Michael Church? Let me go that far.
Yeah.
What was done to Michael Church? Yeah? Wasn't that victimization? They end up victimizing all the people at St. John.
Because of Michael Church.
So the people at St. John, well, they barely invite him to the opening of the fish market. They made sure that St. John didn't get the clinic that it was supposed to get.
Yeah.
It didn't get that.
Yeah, boy, they scrapped that.
Yeah? And they did basically nothing for the people of St. John for that period of time. Nothing for the people of St. John. They victimized the people of St. John. Yeah? What about the people of Carriacou? What did they do apart from take back land from people? What did they do for the people of Carriacou during that period of time? Nothing. Nothing for the people of Carriacou.
But they do nothing for the people of Grenada on a whole, Sheldon, in 4.5 years.
So these are the same people now that come in and accuse people of all kind of thing. But you see, as I keep saying, they're trying to separate themselves and absolve themselves of responsibility and connection to the NDC of 2008 to 2013.
So you have
what about Joseph Gilbert? Yeah. Wasn't he victimized? Wasn't his family victimized? Wasn't his friends victimized?
You have a new NDC or what?
What about Peter David? Wasn't he victimized? Wasn't his family and his friends victimized by... You only want to know some of the stories now. He go tell all for himself. I ain't gonna say it. What about... Let's even look at Glennis Roberts, Carl Hood.
Yeah.
These people were victimized by the NDC administration and their friends and their family and their associates, and if they had a business, that too. So don't come and try and play innocent now. Oh, NNP only victimizing. The only time you just hear that is when NNP shut up. Seriously. Anyway, we into the final 12 minutes or so? Yeah, final 12 minutes for the week. Has been an interesting week.
Very interesting. Informative also. Yeah.
We said goodbye to Ambassador Stephen From. Charge d'affaires, not Ambassador. Charge d'affaires for Grenada. That's Mr. Stephen From and his wife. They're leaving Grenada. It didn't look like he really want to go, but a man like here, boy. I feel a man might retire and come back one time.
I was about to tell you that.
There was an ambassador that did that. I think it was an ambassador to Venezuela, one of those countries, When she demitted service, she retired and she came and lived in Grenada.
Smart.
Yeah, they like Grenada so much.
Smart lady.
I think, seeing like a call come. Let me see. I think I know what's happening there. Right. I think it fixed now. Right, you could call now. 440-7377. Yeah? You could call that number now and get through. It is hard talk. And who don't like the hard talk? Too bad. But we have to say it as it is. People, open your eyes. See what the NDC is trying to do. They're trying to remove themselves. Because you see, they're doing their analysis now. When they look, they see even though they as an individual, like for instance Claudette, was not part of government between 2008 to 2008 to 2013, even though she was not part of government, that what the NDC government did between that period of time affected her as a candidate in 2018. That's what she's seeing.
Yep.
She is seeing that affected her. And due to that, she's trying to distance herself from that period, but trying to nitpick and select certain things now that happened during that period and say that was we. That was the NDC. You can't nitpick. It's either you're in or you're out. So don't try and nitpick. And look where you're trying to grab. The Grand Bacolet Project. Claudette, you should have known better than that.
Hot potato.
You should have known much better than that. Somebody set you up. If they tell you that, to go and say that somebody set you up and you need to watch over your shoulder, that person.
For a lawyer, I mean, you lack that you lack that intelligence. You lack that.
That'd be a setup, boy. Somebody
I believe they set up.
Somebody on the line.
Good morning and welcome.
Lord have mercy. You're all on a roll. Good morning, gentlemen, and good morning to your listening audience.
Morning, sir.
Sometimes the way you all carry on, when I tune in late, I'm wondering if they did not announce the date for a snappy election for us to bury them once and for all, and I did not hear.
I find so, you know.
Yes. But, no, let me race through my contribution here. Now, first of all, victimization. Sometimes I find there is a level of hypocrisy that, when I use my common sense, I cannot quite understand. So sometimes I listen, I depend on people who are more learned than me to explain to me. No, victimization, no. I'm of the opinion that when you get a job as a result of your political connection, in my opinion, do you really expect to keep your position after the government have changed? I believe that could only happen providing you would have performed exceptionally well. Now, listen to this here. Now, in Grenada, we need something better than the NNP and better than the NDC. Listen to me carefully. But right now, the best thing we have is the NNP. Yes, lots of things need to be done. But despite the frustration you might have with the NNP, we also know that the NDC don't even come close to being an alternative. We know they can't do better than what the NNP is doing, much less to do better. Now, listen to this, man, and tell me if this is not S&L in terms of the punchline. It's been said that two types of people support the NNP, the greedy and the needy. Now, let me not get in problems with saying that I don't have no problem with that two category. Now, gentlemen, the greedy has been categorized as the haves and the needy as the have-nots. Now, the greedy, so to speak, in Grenada, that is the haves, they must support the NNP because these are the people with the resources, and they are looking for a government that will create an enabling economic environment for them to invest the money. And by investing the money, what it means is that they create jobs that the so-called needy could get so that they could make more money. So there is not a problem with the haves that they categorize as the greedy supporting the government. Because, first of all, you have money to invest. You want to know that the country you're investing in is stable economically and financially, is stable socially, and the environment for investing is conducive. No, the needy. No, listen to this. If I'm a needy person and I can go to SGU as a needy person and come out with a bachelor's or master's degree as a result of the assistance and help from this government, which I would never be able to do on my own. Mr. Scott and Mr. Romain, tell me, as a needy person, why I should not support this government. And this as a rapier. Listen to this. You categorize me as needy. No, I have a bachelor's as a master's degree. You who are not needy and who are not greedy, you do not even have a temperature that we categorize as a fever to test your degree. You don't have no masters. You don't have no bachelors. Your children don't have no masters. Your children don't have no bachelors. Still for all, people that you categorize as needy and greedy are in the category of academics that not you, not your children have achieved. Tell me, if this is not SNL, or if this is not comedy live, in the long, brothers, as I end, tell me who is laughing at who. I trust you all will have a pleasant weekend.
All right, thank you.
Have a wonderful weekend, Mr. D.
Hey, I think they had the youth parliament yesterday, huh? They had the youth parliament, I think it's St. Andrew, was it? I think St. Andrew Youth Parliament was yesterday, and we need to say a special congratulations to all of them who participated in all the young people and the Ministry of Youth for successfully staging that youth parliament yesterday. I saw one or two bits and pieces on it. We have a caller.
Good morning and welcome. Good morning.
Is this Hard Talk?
It is,
yes, sir,
and you're live.
Hello, young man, Mr. Romain and Mr. Scott.
Good morning to you, sir.
Thank you all. I'm just calling to thank you all for all the information you have been given to us in the diaspora. I'm very proud of you, young men. And I'm proud of the Prime Minister. My mother just passed away, and he took the time to call to wish my family condolences. My mother just passed away in Toronto. So thank you all, young men. Keep us informed. And I love my Prime Minister, and I thank him very much. God bless, and have a wonderful weekend.
You too, my friend, and have a wonderful weekend.
Same to you.
Thanks for your comments.
Yes, indeed. And it's a long weekend.
Devon,
only yesterday I realized Monday's a holiday.
Yeah, Monday's a holiday, yeah.
Yeah, because I done priming up for Monday already, then to realize, hey, holiday boy, holiday.
Yeah. So we have a short work week next week. Full of information as usual.
I think me and the children go try the beach.
Yeah.
Me and Tony and them children go try the beach.
Yeah, I find you miss out that one day, me and the children. Oh, so thinking.
Yeah, well, I just say me and the children. We and the children, really. I basically say we and the children, not me and the children.
You don't forget these things.
We and the children. Yeah, but what you see, this is how the individuals who making these statements, they do not see you all as intelligent people. They do not see you all as normal. In fact, this is what they think of you.
And handouts not only relate to poor and vulnerable, but people of all walks of life. A friend of mine likes to say we have two kinds of people who tend to follow the other side, the needy and the greedy. So, and to some extent, that is correct.
Yeah. They believe that you're needy and greedy.
Yeah. Well,
so that's why they're making a big issue now out of the uniform program. You understand? They're making a big issue out of the uniform program. How people needy and greedy.
I want my children to be greedy for the academic facilities and they what is being provided by this government, right? For young people academically, right? I want my children and other people's children to be greedy for that. Educate yourself. That is what we want them. So if they want to call us greedy and our families greedy, yeah, we greedy for the education, the academic activities that is being afforded to us because we cannot afford it financially. Persons like you can, but a majority of Grenadians can. That is why you have a caring government, right, who have decided to do what all in its power to educate, right, and make our people much more conscious and independent.
And folks, we're into the final couple minutes of today's program. As we said, it has been an interesting week. We saw the charge, but the U.S. Embassy says all of the facilities that are available still remain available, and so not that he gone and place closed down. Everything that he was doing before continues.
One gone, one come.
Yeah, one should be coming in September, I believe it is. We should be having a new one coming. I think the United States celebrating 243 years of independence. I think you want that hand again, man. You move the hand. Yeah, I know it goes. Take some time on the beach with it this weekend.
Yeah, I hope so, man.
Yeah, so, but that's the thing. They believe you're needy and greedy. But again, remember the plan. Separate themselves from that period. They want to make it look. They talk about the Grenville Market and the Abattoir project, but they ain't talking about the fact that they keep it closed down there for close to 2 years.
Yeah, before it started.
When it was supposed to be open is when they start the project, and the funding, everything was there from during the period of the New National Party.
And that was deliberately done, eh?
Yeah, because they wanted to pass out of the subconscious of the average Grenadian that this was a project that the New National Party had started. They leave the stadium in ruins. They left the stadium in ruins.
Yes, there's the Kiani James Athletics and Football Stadium in ruins.
So it took the Honorable Emlyn Pierre to come in as the minister to ensure, along with then Chinese Ambassador Mrs. Madame Wu Bukian, to ensure that what you're seeing there now, that having Whitsuntide this weekend, that was constructed. It took all of that. Yeah? They did. What did they do? What did they do? Outside of victimize people, what did they really do during that period of time?
Victimize?
They victimized the business community until some people and them had to close down. Permanently, they still can't catch back themselves to open.
They victimize the youth. They victimize business people.
They victimize their own members and cabinet members.
Well, they victimize Grenada. That is why they only last 4.5 years, you know.
Even Sir Daniel Williams, who was the Governor General at the point in time that they came in, they victimized he as well. One of the first acts that they did when they came in was take over the ministerial complex, lock out young people from the complex who were working in GIS and thing. One young lady who had asthma, down to she puff and all, and she house key stay inside there.
What, for they victimize it? They even victimize the Prime Minister and all. Tilbert Thomas.
But folks, that's all the time we have for today. Let's talk about victimization. Let me hear you talk about victimization. Talk about it. Go now and talk. Any earlier. The one that have on Sundays or whatever. One earlier. Go and talk about victimization now. Let me hear earlier. Earlier talk about victimization. Yeah. Want to talk about, we could talk about that. Anyway, folks, that's all the time. That's all the time we have for Hard Talk today. It's been wonderful being here with you. Indeed, it has been a wonderful week. It's going to be a nice weekend. Going to be a wonderful weekend.
Family oriented.
Yeah, take the opportunity. But whatever you do it safe and secure, because we want to be speaking to and with you.
And not about you.
Yes, indeed. Take it safe on the nation's roads. Yeah. You want to have a faulty vehicle. You want to drive fast and then blame the government when you crash? No. The government didn't tell you go 80 miles an hour on a road that have vehicles parked on the side and people crossing the road and all sorts of obstacles. No. The government didn't tell you drive 80 miles an hour on that road.
You did it, not the government.
The government didn't tell you not to check your vehicle to make sure it's not faulty and that sort of thing. And when they put the police out to check on those things, some of Uno is the same ones that call in and put it up on Facebook, police checking at this point, avoid it.
Lock them up, officers.
The people with the faulty vehicles now not going in that area, but that's against the law. So any all you're doing it, know that if all you find the police knocking all your door after all you do it, all you look for that. We gone. Folks, we are out.
Love you all.
Saturday 8th and Sunday 9 June. It's Whitsuntide Games 2019. Kirani James Athletic Stadium. See participating teams from Trinidad and Tobago, Montserrat, Antigua and Barbuda, Haiti, Nevis, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, French Guyana, Guadeloupe, France, and our very own local clubs and schools compete to be Whitsuntide Champion 2019. Game starts at 1 p.m. Admission $20. Saturday 8th and Sunday 9 June. Whitsuntide Games 2019. Kirani James Athletic Stadium. Who will be Whitsuntide Champions 2019?
More than $3 million to be spent on retrofitting safe house for abused girls. Details to this story and more in the national report. With the details to the news for Wednesday, June 5th, I am Rikisha St. Louis. Government will be spending more than $3 million to retrofit the safe house for girls who have been and are at risk of being abused. The facility, purchased at just over $2.5 million EC dollars, is expected to open later this year and will be managed by the Child Protection Authority. Delroy Louison, Public Relations Officer in the Ministry of Social Development, Housing and Community Empowerment, accompanied the team on a recent tour of the facility.
Recently, the minister, accompanied by the chairperson of the Child Protection Board and the director of the Child Protection Authority, toured the facility, located in a secluded area, which, due to security purposes, will not be named. With mixed feelings, Minister Thomas spoke to our cameras.
I believe that girls should be protected in their own homes. However, I am happy that we as a government can protect girls who are in abusive homes or who are at risk, and therefore I am pleased that government has put monies to purchase this facility to house at-risk young girls.
According to the Social Development Minister, while government is committed to the overall safety of children, parents and families have a responsibility to protect their children.
As a government, we are committed to protecting every boy, every girl. We are hoping that families will take up responsibilities. Mothers and fathers will act to protect their children so they will not have to end up in this facility. We urge people outside to be your neighbor's keeper, to look out and protect boys and girls. But as a government, we are committed to ensuring that girls and boys are protected, and we will do what it takes to protect them. We will put everything in place. We'll have cameras, the place will be properly fenced, we'll have security, we'll have house mothers, we'll have everything that will be able to protect a child. We will do everything in our power to protect them in this facility.
Thank you, Delroy. The safe house will be staffed with trained people who will be able to understand the needs of the young girls. Grenada and some of its OECS neighbors are working on a project to support the implementation of a regional education strategy which focuses on strengthening private school leadership and accountability. On Tuesday, Grenada hosted a National Educational Leadership Forum organized by the OECS with support from the Global Partnership for Education as part of the support strategy. Annette Moore reports on the one-day meeting which took place at the St. George's University.
The regional educational strategy aims to strengthen primary school leadership and accountability in the 4 participating OECS states. The Educational Leadership Forum involved principals of public and private primary and secondary schools, Ministry of Education officials, OECS officials, consultants from the UWI Mona campus, and heads of universities and tertiary education. The forum was held under the theme Educational Leadership, a catalyst for propelling the education sector where every learner succeeds. Project consultant Dr. Marcia Stewart and head of the Educational Development Unit of the OECS, Sarah Simon, also shared views on the importance of school leadership.
In seeking to realize the provisions under the Article 22 of the revised Treaty of Bastille, the OECS Commission is pursuing with greater urgency a policy agenda that facilitates the seamless movement of education personnel and students, and more importantly, the existing use of our resources in member states. We have been engaged in the implementation of a regional strategy, the OECS Education Sector Strategy, which was endorsed by the Council of Education Ministers in 2012. The vision of this strategy: every learner succeeds.
Right across the region, we're seeing where our various Caribbean countries are recognizing and putting in place things which will impact the leadership in our schools, all towards student accomplishment. UWI Mona School of Education has been happy to be part of this initiative in the 4 countries that have been part of this particular project: Dominica, Grenada, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines. This forum actually is a culminating activity for this area of the consultancy.
The government of Grenada fully supports the OECS education sector project, as we understand the benefits of improving the quality of education and also the direct relationship to economic and social development. I believe there is enough political will, enough passion among stakeholders, enough commitment to serve, and enough faith in the vision. Every learner succeeds.
Featured speaker Dr. Verna Knight, a UE Cave Hill campus lecturer who is also a native of Carriacou, presented on the theme Leading for Maximum Impact on Student Achievement, Context and Considerations.
Of everything that we have learned about the art and science of enhancing student performance, school leadership is second only to teacher effectiveness in terms of importance. A 2009 study of new leaders for new schools found that more than half of a school's impact on student gains can be attributed both to principal and teacher effectiveness, with principals accounting for 25% of the effect and teachers accounting for 33% of the effect. Good school leaders are capable of transforming a school environment so that its students and its teachers flourish.
Knight says student achievement should drive individual student success and encouraged school leaders to use tools like the MCT assessment results to create positive change and results in their schools. She also advised principals to use their time wisely so that they can be more effective change agents. She emphasized that the overall goal in education should be to strengthen the delivery of quality education. The forum included panel discussions where attendees had the opportunity to discuss and give feedback on the topics of school leadership standards and new school leaders appraisal and appraisal guidelines. Additionally, school leaders presented the 6 most outstanding projects from the UE competency-based training professional development course. There was also a display of some of the projects from participants in that course. Sheldon Scott, principal at the Constantine Methodist School in New Hampshire, St. George, received the highest score on that project. Tessa McQuilkin was also recognized for being the highest performing participant in that course. Several participants in the UE course received awards for outstanding performances during the course as part of the closing ceremony. For the National Report, I'm Annette Moore.
Thank you, Annette. This is the National Report. We'll have more news after the break.
The countdown is on to Grenada's most exciting music festival. Friday, 7th June is Sol EC Limited Rhythm and Soul Night with Carrie Hilson, the legendary Freddie Jackson, Eddie Bullen, and Jefferson Ramirez. Saturday, 8th June is Wester Hall Rum Reggae Fest featuring Busy Signal, Maxi Priest, Kimani Marley, Tamara St. Bernard, and more. The festival climaxes on Sunday, 9th June with a George F. Huggins Soca Fusion featuring the All-Stars with Tennyson John and Blacks, Patrice Roberts, Wes Ways, Jab King, and more. Gates open 7 p.m., showtime 9 p.m. Advance tickets $80 Friday and Saturday, $60 on Sunday, and are available island-wide. Limited VIP and season tickets at Grenada Optical and GoToFet.com. Grenada Music Festival 2019. Get your tickets today. Sponsors: Silver Sands Grenada, Hennessy, the Antillian Group, Coca-Cola, St. George's University, Glenelg Springwater, and Netherlands Insurance.
Welcome back. The OECS Commission has signed an agreement with Facebook Caribbean that will allow access to Facebook's disaster maps in an effort to improve emergency response for OECS member states for the 2019 hurricane season. Facebook's disaster maps are dynamic mapping resources with information about where populations are located, how they are moving, and where they are checking in safe during a natural disaster. Using this de-identified and aggregated information, relief agencies will be able to more effectively respond to the needs of affected communities with appropriate services and supplies. At a signing ceremony held in honor of the partnership, Claudia Giraldo, Facebook's public policy manager for the Caribbean, said the partnership will be beneficial to both parties.
We had discussed with the OECS, and Facebook has been looking closely at all the efforts that the OECS is doing in terms of disaster relief on preparedness. And we thought it would be great if they gain access to the disaster maps tool. The OECS has signed our licensing agreement, which enables them to have visibility on this tool to be able to better address disasters in the region.
Dr. Didicus Jules, Director General of the OECS Commission, says the agreement signed with Facebook gives them a working partnership that significantly boosts the social media outreach of the OECS.
It would also give us access to some of the analytics and data that are available through their platform. For example, with Signature today, we immediately have access to disaster maps for the OECS member states. This is going to be shared with the national disaster agencies and all of the OECS member states, and will be an invaluable tool in any disaster response that needs to take place in the event of a hurricane.
That story just ended the national report for today, Wednesday, June 5th. Let's recap with the top story. More than $3 million to be spent on retrofitting safe house for abused girls. On behalf of everyone here at the Government Information Service who made this newscast possible, I am Rakisha St. Louis saying thank you for joining us. Until next time.